All right. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight is going to be a little different because there is one chart. There's two chart systems I want to focus on. But we'll start with the standard cycles, which is the first pass. I'm just going to skim through the setup and just go over some interesting moves. If you notice here with the Elliott wave, we had a 3, and then a 4, and then a 5. 5 being topping on this cycle. And then we have a retracement into A. This is potentially the B, and we have a sell signal there. And it can go all the way down to C. Now, the interesting part is this area right here has this green line, that's the 200 EMA support. The red line, that's the 200-day moving average, which is now support. Then you see this orange line, that's the Fibonacci middle support. And then stacked in there, you have the pivot point support 2 at 500 and change. So even if we have a radical pullback, everything is saying that 25,000 will hold. And so essentially, I'm thinking if we have that pullback, I might actually start to buy as soon as we get into the 25,000 zone. Now, that's if the 25,000 can hold. And the reason I'm saying that is it could be as simple as the reason we have to go lower than this point right here, which is 27, is because in an Elliott wave correction pattern, you get an A, B, and the C. The C cannot be shorter than letter A. So if letter A, it was at 26.9, let's say 27K flat, then C cannot be 27. C has to be lower. So at the very least, if this is a corrective wave that's going to happen, it cannot be 27,000. It has to be lower than 27. So just remember that in a corrective wave of Elliott wave, you cannot have the C corrective wave, which is the last one, less than the correction A. So that's the only thing that I have here, and the only area of potential strong support is here. Now, the only thing that can break this lower, I think, is if something catastrophic comes out on the news. I know that right now the war in Ukraine, nobody seems to be worried about that anymore. People just seem to have forgotten about it. What's happening in Sudan and Africa seems to be picking up steam in news, but again, it's not enough to cause issues. It seems like right now all the crypto people are focused on the economy and what Jerome Powell's going to do, which is, by the way, that's actually something that we need to all mark on our calendars. When is this asshole talking? The fuck? Wait a minute. It's gotta be in the third, I think. Sorry, people, I'm deviating, but it's important. There it is, sorry. On the third. So that would be Wednesday the 3rd. Jerome Powell comes out. So that is gonna be right here. Which happens to be right here, where the Elliott wave is marking. So I'm actually going to mark it and put a note there. Right there, and I'm gonna put Jerome Powell, right? And the reason I'm doing this is because, funny, if you see, there might be some sort of news or event this weekend might come out that all of a sudden everybody expects the Federal Reserve to keep raising interest and not pivoting, meaning he's going to continue raising rates, which might lead into a corrective wave into the day of. So this now makes sense. On May 3rd, we're expecting Jerome Powell to speak, and I've said it before, that man has so much power. It's ridiculous. So that's interesting that this lined up with it. But anyways, I'll move on to the other charts because I do want to cover them. Let's see. On this one, you can see the stochastics. It's about to turn. It's on the 12 hours, so you can't put a lot of weight in it. But we are on the verge of entering the sweet spot zone that I've talked about. So whatever pullback we get in this box, you must buy it. And like, I know that I'm always trying to find an entry point, but if we hit into 25, I'm going to be buying. If we go even lower, I'm going to be buying. This zone is your final zone, but this zone is large. It goes from May all the way till October. Whatever you buy here is going to be significant because assuming this rally continues. Now, there is a concern. I'm not going to show it here just yet. I might show it on Tuesday, but I'm not going to show. There's a new charting system that I've been putting together and experimenting with. It seems to be working. It's based on cycles, but I'm not ready to disclose that one. But if that one is true, then August might be when we see a major drop, which is exactly fun enough. You see my cycles here are bottoming specifically around August, July and August. And so I'm putting this other system together, a new layout, if you will. And that one's going to be based on this new cycle system. And this one, when I move it into monthly, shows that we're in this zone. And I've said it that we're still within this box, right? We're about to start going into this box. But if I change it into the weekly, we're beginning to correct down into the box as well. So that's why I know that people are like, we're going to rally, bro. And I'm like, hard for me to see that because I think we're out of gas. Look at on the weekly, this thing is still going down. So now I can move on to my other charts now that you guys have seen that. Here on the weekly, look, indicators are still at their topping patterns. The majority of them, like this one down here, they're barely turning down. So on the weekly, everything is still pointing that you need one more correction. I want to say the first week of May, the first few days in May will be tricky. Basically, the leading into Wednesday, let's say like that, leading into Wednesday, the Jerome Powell indicators are saying like there could be turbulence. So I think I'll leave it at that and then move on. No major change except again the indicators on this one are still turning and they're topping and they're like basically getting ready to push down. So it might be one final flush down into the end of the month and going into Wednesday's FOMC. That might be it. And that might cause a rally or a crash. Now, again, on this system, this sell signal is back in. It was in neutral, if you remember from I think my last video. It now went back into the sell zone. Like it just said, keep getting like get ready to buy. I'm not a trader, and this one is the same, hasn't changed. And the last reference point was in November. But I'm going to show you guys a chart today that might make you see things my way as to I am only following indicators. I'm not using my emotions. I'm in this for the long haul. I've said it before. If my target is like 100,000, right? And I miss this little rally, I don't care. I want to make sure I capture this whole move. So that's why you see me not too panicked that, oh, you missed everything from 15 to 30. I don't give a shit. If our target is 100% is 100,000 or 110, I don't think we'll go higher than that. And I don't care if I miss this bottom because then I know I won't pull back down any further. I'll just ride it and keep adding as much as I can. But anyways, there's something I want to just cover there. So these are saying to just basically be ready. Now this one, oh, thank God it hasn't turned. So this one is still in a signal that it's turning. So we're expecting a pullback, a strong one. Let's move on to the next. Here's where I want to sit down for a few minutes. I'm at 9 minutes. Okay. Now this is Renko. You can all do Renko by just switching to Renko, but you need to know how to read and interpret Renko. I'm not going to explain that. You can go Google how Renko works, but this is Bitcoin using the Renko brick system. And these are the indicators that I got just aligned with it. So I want you to just look at the dates and notice the patterns, and then we're going to eventually end up on the last one. And here's why I think you should not be dismissing the Renko chart system. Here, I had a buy signal, right? using the Renko system. Now, this was July 20. Back here on to the right side, look, this indicator bottom outside of the range, so extreme bottom, bottom, bottoming, bottom, bottom. Now, the next one was in Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. Same. Bottom, 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 bottoming. It wasn't all the way to the bottom, bottoming. And then this one is outside of bound, like extremely bottom. Now we do the reverse. We go to November 8, 2021, the top, which is this one, right? Yeah. Top, top, topping, real top right here. The reason this is a reverse, these green mean super bottom, and these mini, like the thinner it is, that means you're at the top. So this is top, this is a mixed, this is top, this is top. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 indicators we're saying you're at the top. Okay, so this is why I say the majority rule. If majority of the indicators say I'm at the top, then I'm at the top. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 out of 5, I'll take those odds, right? Moving on to the next bottom. Bottom on Saturday, January 22, 2022. This is the based on the Renko system, so I move over here. Bottom, green candles means you're at the bottom, 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 bottom. Moving on to this one over here on Monday, March 28, 2022. Extreme top, topping, topped, extreme top, extreme top. And you notice what happened right after pullback. Now we move on to the current setup, the current yellow line, which is why I'm just going to do this. Saturday, April 29, which is next day. I just moved the line over so I can see the indicators, but notice I'm just going to zoom in as much as I can. Turning, about to cross down, about to cross down, extreme top, like these are extreme tops, about to cross down. Now, I know that there's so many bulls out there. It's like everybody's now convinced that we have to break, because I see these other people saying, oh, it's the 2-day golden cross. I saw that some fools are saying the MACD on the monthly is about to go golden cross as well. I get that, but you cannot ignore this chart that we're looking at right now. Like seriously, people. So, and I'm not saying that, oh, this like, I know some of you are like, God damn, this was super bearish. I get it, but I go by the charts. I don't go by what I want. If everybody got what they wanted, trust me, we wouldn't be in crypto, because everybody would have the lifestyle they want, right? So it sounds crazy, but it's like there's a reason why I'm not buying. I haven't bought crypto in a minute, since I think February of this year was the last time, because this whole move has been parabolic. But again, just reiterate, look at the dates. In fact, if you want to take a screenshot of this section that I'm doing right now, have at it and review it, and look at the dates, look at the time, look at the setup, and you come up with your own conclusion. I know this is like extreme, that this is hard to believe, but it's like, look at how everything is set up. Look at the historical moves, and look at the present ones. And this is using Renko. So one way that my friend who lives in Singapore told me that I should look at Renko, so shout out to my friend from Singapore. He said Renko removes all emotions. It just tells you buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, nothing else. Like there's no need to be monitoring the news or anything. And that's literally what happened. Look, buy, sell, but then buy again, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, but then sell. Just following this alone, if I mean, I guess for the swing traders, you would have been okay, because this thing basically, look right here, it said sell from April 8th all the way till fucking May. So you would have rode this shit. You don't need the MACD. You don't need anything. This shit right here would have just told you, okay, buy. And then down here, oh no, sell, buy, and then sell. And right now we're on a buy. I'm waiting to see a sell sign here. If I see a sell sign here, man, I'm just gonna be I'm gonna post this chart on my Twitter, and just that might be the post that I leave up and I go silent for a few days. Because notice, when there's a sell, the sell is these sell signs. Typically when you're at extreme tops, these sell signs will last a minute. Look, they last. And so if I see a sell, there's a likelihood it's going to last for a minute. So I'm just going to leave it. Like, I'm not going to be posting. I'll say this is my last post until I get a buy signal again. I'm not saying I will, but I'm tempted to do that. Anyways, here, let's move on to the next one. No change. Again, this is rising wedge. And if we compare it to what happened in 2021, there's a likelihood that we might repeat that pattern. Here, we're playing out this. I'm waiting for wave 2 to finish the correction. I know some people are saying we're going to keep rallying. We'll see. I don't know where we're going to get the energy to keep rallying when the stochastics and all these other indicators have topped out and they're beginning to turn. I genuinely don't know where that energy or FOMO is push to the upside is going to come from. But whatever. This is an important one. This is a very fucking important one. Notice they're now short. Institutionals are now short. The professional, the actual traders are now short. The retail, some of them are still short. You tell me. This was on the green side on my last video. This, all indicators here have now flipped to bearish. You be the judge. Again, I'm going by indicators, people. I'm not going by what I want, or I'm not drawing some stupid lines and shit. Like, I can draw lines here because this is my drawing board where I'm playing, but I show you all the indicators. I'm using moving averages, Elliott wave, and my pivots. Those are the three top indicators. But when you see this, retail, professional traders, institutional, and largest all now going short, you tell me. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but because I'm not a trader, I don't care what happens. I'm waiting for the maximum pullback to just buy at those prices. And when I see this, yeah, part of me is kind of relieved, because I'm like, there is part of me that will be, I don't want to say sad, but I will be like disappointed that these charts failed. But it's like, they haven't failed every time. There hasn't been once that they failed. So it's hard for me to see that somehow here we continue. Now, the only one that could do that is this one. You see this indicator? It could be a blow off top. And this one could blow off, but this one down here, they're difficult for me to see that when these are all at max. So you be the judge, people. I'll leave you all there. Man, I got 1 minute left. Yeah, so this right here is why I see people tripping up, because the 1 day MACD is about to golden cross. I get it. I see that, and I would be on your side. Yeah, I can see it, but that's on the 1 day. This one here, no change. This still has the blow off top in effect, and it hasn't even started going down. So whatever. It's a tricky setup, but again, I needed to cover Renko today because I'm like, okay, you guys need to understand why um, there's very few bears out there, and I mean few fucking bears. So many people are bullish because you got the MACD, you got the golden cross, you got the 2 day golden cross. You got all the EMAs are also positive. I'll even give you that. All the exponential moving averages, they're all green. Like, there is more green than red right now. So there's more bulls, even in the indicator section, than bears. So what I'm saying is, I think from this point until Wednesday, when Jerome Powell speaks, we might see a pullback. Until Wednesday's the last day that even I might just have to change my tune. So I'll leave it at that, people. But it's just something I needed to explain, because I got too many indicators saying pull down. So on Tuesday before Wednesday, I'll do one more video. So good luck, everyone.